Big update, guys. UFC 275 here. Main card. Andre Fialho against Jake Mathews now moved up to that main position because, unfortunately, Bontorin against Kape is out. I don't know what happened, but I'll try to fill you guys in on those details after this main event is over because I'm too excited to break this whole main card. So follow me as I do that. Let's do it. Hey guys, I'm a little late coming into UFC 275 on the main card here, but big news. Bontorin is out against Kape. The whole thing is, I don't know what happened. I'm still waiting to see the details on that. I'll get you guys back on that later. But that fight card gets replaced with Andre Fialho. Holy crap, the guy I was totally hyped on against Jake Mathews here. My opinion has not changed on this fight. My decision has not changed on this fight. I still have Andre Fialho against Jake Mathews here, whether it be by decision or knockout or just a crazy brawl. I mean, I just have Andre Fialho win this fight, but it gets moved to the main card, which is on pay-per-view. So moving forward here, we got Jack Della Maddalena here against Ramazan Emeev, and this is going to be really interesting too because I feel like Ramazan Emeev's only hope here to win this fight is to go for the takedown. Jack Della had a really nice opening coming to the weigh-ins here. A huge fan favorite coming in here. It's no surprise to me he's at a minus 155 against Ramazan Emeev here at plus 135 here as the underdog. I mean, really close odds here. I could see him be a little more spread out, but I mean, stand-up fighter against, I'm not saying takedown artist, but he's definitely a takedown practitioner. He's going to have to rely on the takedowns to take Jack down, and I think Jack knows that, so I think he's going to go for a finish in the first round. So no surprise here. I have Jack Della Maddalena here winning in the first round. Next up here, we got Andre Fialho against Jake Mathews. Again, my opinion doesn't change, so no surprise there. Again, we're just going to get past through this fight because it just gets moved to pay-per-view, so no surprise. So next up here is the trilogy here of just crazy fights that are coming up here on the main card here. Zhang Weili against Joanna Jędrzejczyk here. Sorry if I nuked that last name here, but I respect the hell out of these fighters. Now, a lot of people are getting on Joanna's back here because of her time off, but to me, I feel like this time off is actually a blessing in disguise. Joanna has had a great time just relaxing. Not only that, but just really having a great time. Not so much sitting on the bench. Her time off does not seem like a girl who's just sitting on the bench. She's active. She's enjoying her life and everything too. But at the same time, Zhang Weili has also been fighting, competing with the best fighters in the UFC at her weight class right now in the women's strawweight. So as far as the odds go here, Zhang Weili is the favorite coming in at minus 160. I feel like only because she's more active in the UFC, where Joanna is coming in at plus 140. So close odds here on paper. Again, guys, if you guys are wondering where I'm getting my odds, it's on UFC.com on the main page. So it's not on any other third-party site or anything like that. But I like this fight. I feel like it's going to be a crazy barn burner here. I feel like this fight is just going to be crazy fireworks. I mean, I like the weigh-ins. I feel like it was a lot more respectable on the weigh-ins. I saw it today. That's why I waited for this video today because I was like super hyped. And then also the last-minute change on Bontorin and Kape, that threw me off. So I just wanted to see the details on that. But you know, I didn't have too much time to do that, so I just wanted to wait a little bit later to do the main card. But I'm super hyped to this. I mean, Zhang Weili and Joanna Jędrzejczyk, they can be a main event on their own. It's a little sad to see that they're on the third tail end of this main title event against Glover Teixeira and Jiri Prochazka, but I'm so glad to see them nonetheless. So you have Valentina Shevchenko coming up next against Taila Santos. Oh, sorry guys, if I didn't mention it before, if you guys want to know who I have winning here, Zhang Weili against Joanna. I think a lot of people have Zhang, but I think Joanna could get it by decision. Here's one thing about that event. Here's one thing about Joanna that I don't think people I haven't heard about too much. In that fight against Zhang Weili the first fight, Joanna, I don't want to be, how do I say this without, I want to say this as respectful as I can. She went through some body enhancements. At the same time, she was still acclimating to some weight cuts. I think there was some discrepancies. I mean, nothing too crazy, but she was having a difficult time as far as what I was hearing at that time back then. I feel like now with the time off, she's more relaxed, more mentally capable. She doesn't have that grudge, that mean mug that she used to come in on the weigh-ins. I feel like she's just a lot more like relaxed, more fluid. And Zhang Weili is too as well. I'm not downing her as well, but I feel like Joanna has a little bit of an edge, knowing, and I said this before in my other clips, I said this before, knowing that Carla is the champion, knowing that she beat her, I feel like she has more of an edge coming into this fight, knowing that she beat Carla Esparza, knowing that she's just waiting at the end of the hall. If she can just get through Zhang Weili. If she gets through her, she knows that she can beat her because she beat her before. Not just beat her in general, she beat her in devastating fashion. And I feel like that's a shadowy cloud over Carla Esparza till this day. I feel like she's always been wary of Joanna's stand-up game. Zhang Weili, well, since Carla Esparza hasn't experienced Zhang Weili, I feel like she hasn't. It's a little unknown. So I feel like the fear is there for more Joanna than Zhang. So with that said, I feel like Joanna knows that because she beat her already. So with that said, I think she's going to go and try to beat Zhang, knowing that that title is just waiting for her at the end of the hallway. If you guys try to understand what I'm saying here. So I feel like I have Joanna here winning by decision. That's my official decision here. I'm not going to change it. I love Zhang Weili. It's not going to surprise me if she wins. This is going to be super close, guys. It's not going to surprise me if she wins. I feel like Zhang Weili has a really good chance of winning here, but my decision is going to be stamped on Joanna by decision. I don't think she has any devastating knockdown, but she's a tactician on the stand-up. Zhang Weili, we all saw Joanna's forehead on the first fight. She looked like Frankenstein. It was ridiculous. Joe Rogan, DC, and John Anik were just commentating on it constantly when that thing happened. It was just ridiculous. I've seen that fight like a dozen times. It's just crazy just seeing that oh my god, it's go back. If you guys have not seen that fight, go see the first one. But the second one is not, I don't think it's going to disappoint anybody, but as far as the decision goes, I think Joanna's going to take it. If Zhang Weili wins, I feel like she has a better chance of a knockout than Joanna, but Joanna has a better chance of winning by decision. But she didn't last time, so we'll see. But I have Joanna nonetheless. So moving on, guys, here we have Valentina Shevchenko versus Talia Santos. Now, this is another interesting one here. I don't want to get too much into this rabbit hole of who's going to win and everything, but Valentina, she's solid. What can you guys say? There's nobody who can find any wrinkles in her game other than that theory that champions, they only have a certain, shelf life and then they fall off the wagon at a certain point. I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon, especially since Valentina's coming in at a minus 630. 630 here. That's crazy. Talia Santos here coming in at a plus 450 here. Those are some really widespread odds here. Valentina, I have her winning. Here's how I have her winning, though. I have her winning by decision. I feel like Talia Santos is going to fall off in the later rounds, the 4th and 5th rounds, the championship rounds. But I saw the weigh-ins today, and Talia looked pretty intimidating. Not that she was acting intimidating, but just her physique and everything. I feel like Valentina's going to have a tough time trying to figure out how to end Talia. And I feel like if Valentina tries to end her, I feel like that might go to her energy expenditure, and Talia could capitalize on that. I think Valentina should probably keep this at a point game. I feel like if she goes for a knockout, I feel like, especially in the first or second rounds, I feel like Talia could go for a possible takedown. So I don't think Valentina should go for any crazy knockouts or any crazy KO finishes in the first or second round, because Talia's energy reserves are going to be super high at that time, and she can use that to her advantage for a takedown. And if she does take her down, especially in the early parts of the round, I feel like Valentina is going to be a little devastated. She's going to get that think tank going, but it's going to be more worry. So I hope that Valentina is more patient, just like how she was with Lauren Murphy, because she could have ended Lauren Murphy in the first and second round, but I like how she waited just to make sure that Lauren threw everything she had at her, or had to go back to her corner and figure out what her reverse game or what her adjusted game would be against Valentina. And I feel like she felt that and then started to go for the opportunities. If you guys noticed that last fight, which ending by KO. Lauren Murphy had no answers for Valentina. If she uses that same approach for Talia, I think I think 100% she's going to win this flawlessly. Look for the open. Don't be too crazy, trying to go for the finish, especially if it's not there in the first and second rounds. Wait to the 4th and 5th to do that when Talia is more tired, because I feel like Valentina has more of a cardio advantage than Talia. I feel like Talia here does have more of an opportunity on the reverse game, more so as a counter puncher here, or possibly a switching levels approach reverse takedown, but possibly going for a takedown while Valentina's trying to go for an ending finish here in the first or second round, which goes into Talia's energy reserves, which are going to be high in that time, which she could take advantage of and go for a takedown to discourage Valentina. Now, when I say takedowns, I don't think she's going to finish her nonetheless, but she could discourage Valentina. So if you have me here, 90% of the time here, I feel she's smart. Valentina is super smart. I feel like she knows what Talia's game's going to be, and I think she's going to come at this like a true champion and be patient and wait. And I think this is going to be a finish somewhere in the later third or possibly late fourth round against Talia. But it wouldn't surprise me if it goes to decision for Valentina as well. For Talia, you guys heard me like what I said. I think her best advantage is wait for the counter on the first or second round, and that counter needs to involve a takedown, and I think that will discourage Valentina. But I have Valentina win this 9 times out of 10. So next fight here, main event, we got Glover Teixeira against Jiri Prochazka. Oh my God, what can I say about this event? Okay, so I've been analyzing this a lot. We got tree puncher here, Jiri Prochazka, samurai, freaking modern day. I mean, this guy's just a beast on his own against just a tank. Glover Teixeira, I mean, this guy's just the epitome of just fundamentals. Fundamentals, hard work. I mean, just grits to the bone, man. This guy is just the epitome of just the standard of what an MMA fighter or champion could be. If you look at Glover right now, it almost seems like he's been a champion for almost 10 years because it's just how he carries himself. But he's a new champion, and I think with that edge, I saw the weigh-ins too. This is why I like to wait till a little bit later to the weigh-ins. But I heard Glover what he said. He said, "This guy's not taking my belt." That's what he said. This guy's not taking my belt. And I think Jiri, I like what he said as well. I'm not going to come at this like my other fights. I'm not going to just treat him like he's a regular fighter. I like that. Another mind of a champion. Both these guys have champion potential. I mean, Glover is a champion, but Jiri also has a possible champion potential as well. I mean, the mindset's all there. This is hard to say, but this is what I think is going to happen. I think Glover's going to put up a good fight. He's going to put up that resistance like he always does. He's going to take a couple hits from Jiri, but after a few more, I feel like he's finally going to meet the new generation of champion. I think Yuri's going to take this. So Jiri Prochazka, I feel like he's going to take this somewhere in the third or fourth round. Why am I saying that? Because he's got to figure out Glover. He's going to give him the respect that he needs. He deserves it. I don't think he's going to give him the respect the whole time, but I think somewhere in the third, fourth round, he's going to be like, okay, I've had enough of this. I've done what I need to do. I'm going to finish this. And I think that Glover is going to put up all the resistance that he needs to do, but I don't know. I've been watching this from so many different ways, and I just feel like Jiri just knows what Glover's going to do. If he's been watching his previous fights, especially against Jan Blachowicz, I thought Glover was at least going to go to a decision that fight, but I think Glover just got a little ahead of himself and just didn't realize the solid fundamentals and the takedown fundamentals of Glover. Jiri realizes that. That's why he said, I'm not going to fight him like I usually do my other fighters or my other opponents. So, with that said, Jiri Prochazka wins by third or fourth round. Possibly in the fifth because Glover's such a tank. I mean, a thick steel tank. That doesn't surprise me. He just takes the beating because, I mean, look at his age. It wouldn't surprise me he retires if he doesn't make this his last, if he doesn't defend this title. It wouldn't surprise me if he retires either. Granted, he might retire to more respectable opponents. I'm not saying that Yuri's not respectable. I'm saying he doesn't have the time that John Jones necessarily put in, his other guys, So, it's hard to say because Glover's so respectable, I know I'm dragging on this, guys. Yuri's going to win third or fourth round by knockout. Guys, I know I've dragged a lot on that, but correct me if I'm wrong. Obviously we'll see what happens, but, we had a cancellation fight, Rogerio Bontorin against, Kape, that happened out of nowhere. But with that said, it looks like we got Andre Fialho moving up to pay-per-view here against Jake Mathews. I mean, that's pretty cool. Unfortunately, it's not going to be available on ESPN Plus, so those guys who are subscribed, or all you guys who are subscribed, people and everything like that to ESPN Plus and not watching the pay-per-view, unfortunately, you're not going to be able to see it. But, hey, watch pay-per-view. That's the only way you can. With that said, guys, be safe this weekend. Enjoy the fights, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Thanks for the support and everything. I really appreciate it. Man, I'm sorry it's been taking me a long time to do this, guys. I know I kind of wait to the end to kind of spill my guts here, but man, I've been missing my best friend. I've been missing my dog, and he's always in my videos and everything like that when I'm editing. And every time I see it, I just have to stop. So all this is dedicated to my best friend Ramsey, my grandpa and my grandma who's died. I mean, I've had a lot of family members who passed away, and it's been hard for my family. And for me to get the energy to do all this stuff, it's tough. It's really tough. It's super tough, especially while trying to do 2-a-days and working out, trying to get back to my old self again. It's really hard to find the energy. So thank you guys for all your support. I hope you guys have a fun time watching these fights. UFC 275 tomorrow. If you guys haven't watched the weigh-ins, watch it. It's pretty entertaining. And have a good time watching the fights.